Hey guys, this is Given Black. Welcome back to my channel where we create music and learn how to. If you're new here, I hope you'd like to join the community by clicking the subscribe button. Our today's topic is about the basics of how to use FL Studio, where I show you everything you need to know to be able to produce your own beats. Let's jump to it. When you open FL Studio and create a new project, you'll find something like this. And what's nice about it is that all the windows can be moved around and you can customize them the way you want. This section here is the toolbar. That's where all the main options are, which is what we will start with. And please bear in mind that there are 6 sections of FL Studio that we are going to focus on today. File, it's the first option on the toolbar. That's where you can create new projects. You can open a project you have created before. You save, export, and you have an option of exporting in different formats. Import a MIDI file, or even choose from this tab a project you have created recently, and where you can exit. The second option on your toolbar is edit, where you can undo, cut, copy, paste, just like any other software. Then after there's add. This tab works hand in hand with the channel rec, which I will explain later on. Here you select which plugin you would like to add on your channel rec. Patterns. This one also works with the channel rec, where you choose which pattern you would like to display. Then there's view. That's where you can control your FL windows, which includes playlist, piano roll, channel rec, mixer, browser, and some others. Then also a layout where you can close all the windows at the same time. And where you can change your FL Studio background by setting an image wallpaper of your choice, or even upload your own HTML file if you can code. And also an option of changing your background colors if you don't like the default ones. And these, my friend, are your customization options. Let's go to options. That's where your FL Studio system settings are. Your MIDI, audio, and general settings, or even where you manage your plugins. Okay, enough with the menu panel for now. Let's jump to the next section. This is the FL Studio master volume and master pitch, which affects everything when you tweak them, so it's better to leave them just like this. This is a pattern mode and a song mode button. When the pattern mode button is selected, it only allows you to play back the pattern that is selected on your channel rec. And when the song mode button is selected, it only allows you to play back the arrangement in your playlist window. And some other things are just self-explanatory, just like the play button, stop, record. This is where you can change the tempo of your song to make it slow or fast. You can do that on your mouse by left clicking and drag down or up, or you can even right click to type in the value or to choose from the options given. This is the pattern selector where you choose which pattern you want to display on your channel rec. There are different ways on how to choose a pattern you want to display. The first one is by right clicking on your mouse, then you choose from the ones you've created here. Then the other one is by selecting them from this tab. The third option is my favorite, where you right click or left click and hold, then you drag up or down. These buttons allows you to control which windows you'd like to see in your FL Studio. So there are 5 main windows that are important when creating your song in FL Studio. The first one is the browser panel. Your browser panel is the file section window where all your samples, effects, plugins and templates are. A channel rec is a panel where you make patterns, which those patterns will make a song at the end. The channel rec's default is loaded with 4 stock sounds, which are not quite good to make a nice song out of them, but you can do. What's nice about the channel rec is that you can make the note steps to be as long as you want. This is the other play button for your channel rec, just like the pattern mode up there. I guess now we have to carry on learning how to use the channel rec with the other options that are left, while trying to make a rough beat. I'm gonna start with the kick. I'm just gonna scroll here and check the one that I like. After finding the one, left click and hold, then you drag it to your channel rack to replace the default one. So I'm gonna fast forward now while trying to find the other sounds. And remember that you repeat the same thing while trying to find the sounds that you'd like to use on your song. Let's create a kick loop with the steps. On each bar, I'm gonna add each step, or I can say a beat. So I like to make my loops to be 8 bars long, but the default ones is 4 bars long. Then I have to enable another 4 bars to make them 8. Then I'm gonna do that by putting a step after the first 4 bars to enable the other 4 bars. To make things easier on my kick, I'm just gonna right click and choose the fill each 4 steps option, which will put one beat at the beginning of each bar. Let me put my tempo on 120. If you forget how does one sample sounds, you just have to left click on it and open the wrapper, and you go to the waveform of that sound and left click again to hear it. I would like to pitch this note up, so to do that easy without opening a piano roll, I will just click on the graph editor and do the pitching. Okay, that's right. Let me also bring down the velocity a little bit. If you feel like there's a sample that does not fit on the song you're trying to create, or you don't like it anymore, to delete it, you just have to right click on that sample and you delete. To solo a sound, you just have to press Ctrl and click this green light, which will mute the other sounds, so you can be able to listen to that one particular sound and deal with it. Okay, for now I think I'm done with the drum kit. It's time to do the melodies. Let's add a VST on the channel rack. To do that, you just have to left click on the plus sign and the plugin option will pop up. Choose the one you'd like to use, but first I would like to recommend you to go through them and find the ones you'd like. So for now, I'll just choose the GMS just for the sake of this video. Okay, I'll take this one. After loading the melody sample on your channel rack, then it's time to use the third window, which is the piano roll. But first, let's move from pattern 1 to pattern 2 so we can deal with the melody alone without hearing the drum kit. That's what I like to do. Left click on the sample and click piano roll to open. This is the piano roll where you can draw notes and be able to adjust the tone easy just the way you want. And this is the keyboard with the rows which represent each note. These are columns separated in bars and beats. You can also adjust these columns to make them short or long and big or small. The play button, the draw pen, a paint tool, delete tool, mute, slice, select tool, zoom, playback tool. All of these are tools that are available on the piano roll for you to use. Just feel free to go through them. So I'm gonna carry on to fast forward to make this video short. To copy and paste notes, you have to press and hold the control button, then you left click on your mouse and scroll to those notes and mark them. After that, you press and hold shift, left click on your mouse to drag the notes to where you want to paste them. Once you feel like you are done drawing notes on your piano roll, then it's time to go on your playlist window and paste them to listen to the drum kit and the melody at the same time. After that, you have to link your sounds from the channel rack to the mixer so you can begin to mix them. To put each sound or sample on its own mixer track, use this box here by left clicking and dragging up to choose a number. When you choose a number here, let's say number 6, then that means this sample is gonna be inserted on track 6 in the mix. Or you can use an alternative to insert it by selecting the sample on your channel rack and also on your mixer. Then press and hold Control on your keyboard and press L. If you want to insert the entire samples at the same time, then you mark all of them on your channel rack, and then on your mixer you only select the first track, then press and hold Shift plus Control, then you press L to paste. This is a mute button and you can solo each track by press and holding the control key. Then you left or right click the mute button with your mouse. And here you have a fader volume for each track. The panning knob for side to side. Here you have slots where you can put effect plugins, maybe an equalizer to cut some frequencies you don't like. Or a reverb to have a wider sound reflection, or anything you'd like to do with your sound. Just feel free to experiment. I think now it's time to put each sample to its own pattern so I can be able to arrange the patterns on my playlist window without confusing myself. I don't like to merge more than one sound on each pattern because it might be hard to edit that sound separately when the project is big. So I'm gonna first start by cutting sample number 6, then I go and paste it on pattern 6. I do that by selecting first, then I press and hold Control, then press X to cut. Then I go to pattern 6 to paste by pressing and hold Control, then press V to paste. On pattern 1 I'm gonna cut sample 2, 3, 4, 5 and leave sample 1 alone. I will do that by selecting and then I cut them. Then I go to pattern 2 to only leave sample 2, but first I have to paste them all. Then I deselect only sample 2 and leave the other one selected. Then I cut them to the next pattern. So I'm gonna repeat the same thing up until I paste each sample on its own pattern. Then after that, it's time to paint them on your playlist window. To make the patterns a full beat, what I do is to paint each pattern to its own track to keep things easy. So this is the process of how to use FL Studio. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do write in the comments below and say I did enjoy, and where are you from. Also, let me know which other video you would like to see on the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share and hit that notification bell to see my next video. Peace.